Now, for more on this, we're being joined by our Voice of America correspondent, Bill Gallo. Bill, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
Now, Bill, of course, we're seeing how this verbal spat has played out in the past as well. The issue here seems to be the closeness between Russia and the North. Could you just spell this out for us for better understanding?
Yeah, I mean, you summed it up pretty well. We've seen a lot of Russian-North Korean military cooperation. There's always been a close relationship, but really, since around the invasion of Ukraine, both sides have found it very useful to get close to one another and in rather explicit ways. I mean, you lined out the visits that each side has made to each other's country, and during some of those visits, for instance, Vladimir Putin has just explicitly stated that he's going to expand military cooperation in certain ways with North Korea. For instance, we saw a successful North Korean satellite launch late last year. That was after several failed launches. But notably, the successful one came just really weeks after Putin had visited, or Putin and Kim had sort of met and discussed satellite cooperation. So there is great concern that moving forward, you will see lots more cooperation between these two countries when it comes to satellites. North Korea has threatened to launch 3 more satellites this year, for instance. Russia could also help North Korea in many ways on its nuclear program, either by providing fissile material or know-how. There's really no limit to the kinds of things that could, expand when it relates to military cooperation between these two sides. And South Korea is very concerned about that.
Right, Bill, just come to the point you made there regarding closer ties between Russia and North Korea. Now, South Korea's concerns apparently seem to be the close ties between Russia and North Korea, especially after Kim Jong-un's visit to Russia last September. What precisely is South Korea worried or concerned about right now?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I summed up a lot of that in my previous answer. I mean, you've seen a lot of military cooperation between the two sides. So again, I mean, there could be fissile material that Russia decides to give North Korea. I mean, essentially, that's nuclear bomb fuel. Of course, we don't know that will happen, and of course, it would violate many sanctions. But there are reputable experts who have had access to North Korea's weapons program in the past, Siegfried Hecker, who has actually warned of that scenario. So that is, of course, very concerning. North Korea has promised, Kim Jong-un has vowed to exponentially expand his nuclear weapons program. However, in order to do that, he must have more bomb fuel, and he cannot really produce very much of that right now. North Korea has a lot of bomb fuel. That's possibly one way in which military cooperation could expand that would be very concerning for the South Korean side and for regional security.
Right, and Bill, of course, the question I believe that everyone wants an answer to, do you see that there being any room for improvement in ties between North and the South, or do you think the relations between the two have truly hit rock bottom?
Well, I don't think we're near rock bottom, unfortunately. I mean, you look at the history in the recent decades between North and South Korea, and there have been periods where things have gotten very tense, and even where people have died, unfortunately. In 2010, you had cross-border clashes that killed 4 South Koreans in a sort of a frontline island. North Korea allegedly sank a South Korean warship, killing 46 people. That was just in 2010. So, it could reach that level. Where I think I would draw the line, and many analysts would draw the line, is that neither side, in fact, no one involved here, wants a full-scale war. We're talking about nuclear-armed countries when it comes to North Korea and the United States. Everyone is fully cognizant of the fact that if this were to escalate to a certain point, it would be extremely dire. I think no one wants that. However, there is an expectation that things will get rather tense in the coming months. We just don't know what it looks like.
Right, Bill. Thanks very much for taking our time and joining us here on WION.
Thank you.